Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's session, I'm going to cover a new subject with the name International Financial Management, as it's a new series. For any doubts and queries, write in the comment section below. I'll review it and will give you a solution as soon as possible. Now let's get started.
At the end of this session, you are able to explain Introduction to IFM. IFM is International Financial Management. Introduction to IB. IB is International Business. Modes of IB, Forms of IB, and Stages in IB.
Let's understand the introduction to IFM. What is IFM? IFM is International Financial Management. Let's describe it. International financial management is concerned with the management of international business related financial functions, commonly known as international financial functions. इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट क्या होता है? ये कंसर्न करता है मैनेजमेंट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस से, मीन्स ये इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस से एसोसिएटेड होता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल फंक्शन, फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजेक्शन्स में डील करता है, और at the end we also call it as international financial functions. So IFM is something which is related to the international business and subject is financial functions.
Introduction to IB. As we have already discussed Introduction to IFM, here we will explain about IB. What is IB? IB is International Business. International business means carrying of business activities beyond national boundary. It means carrying of business activities such as manufacturing, production, or demand and supply in different nations. Means selling of goods and services to other nations as well. Next, these activities include normally international trade of goods and services and also international production of goods and provisions of services normally under the grasp of FTA. In IB, we generally do international trade of goods and services. We used to sell our services and goods to other nations, and other nations also buys our product, means they also buy our product from our own country, and they have provision of services also, which is actually work under the FDI provisions. We will discuss about FDI further in our video.
Further, modes of IB. Modes of IB is something which act as a ways of doing international business. These are of three types. The very first is international trade. Through international trade we can do IB. Second is contractual entry. We will do international business through contractual entry as well. Third is foreign investment. The another way of doing international business is foreign investment.
Let's understand modes of IB further. We have already studied there are three mediums. First is international trade, second is contractual entry, and third is foreign investment. Now have a deep insight of all three of these. The very first is international trade. It includes two broad categories to deal with international business. The very first is export and another is import. Export means selling of goods and services to other nations, to other countries, and import means purchasing of goods and services from other countries. Next is contractual entry. It includes various fields to deal with international business. Let's talk about licensing first. Licensing is a contract in which one country transfers some of its tasks, some of its duties to other countries' companies in some amount of money. Second is franchising. In franchising,
Contract is involved again, but franchising is between franchisor and franchisee. Franchisor give his brand name to franchisee for some amount of money. Let's take example of McDonald. McDonald is a big chain. It is owned by two brothers, Mac and Donald, and since it has a very long chain, they cannot operate all the chains. So what they did, they have decided to give franchisee of their own business to other companies and to other nations to operate it worldwide. Third is joint venture. Joint venture is also a contract, but this contract is between two companies of two different nations. Let's take example of Maruti and Suzuki. Maruti is an Indian brand and Suzuki is a Japanese brand. They both collaborated with each other for particular project. For Maruti Suzuki project, they launched their cars with the name Maruti Suzuki worldwide. Next is foreign investment. They also have two broad categories, FDI and FPI. They both trade internationally. How they deal? They deal in terms of investment or through portfolio investment. Let's discuss more about FDI and FPI. First is FDI. Full form of FDI is foreign direct investment. FDI refers to the investment made by foreign investors to obtain a substantial interest in the enterprise located in a different country. Simply, we can say that FDI is an investment made by a firm or an individual in one country into business interests located in another country. Next, FPI. FPI, the full form of FPI is foreign portfolio investment. It refers to investing in financial asset of foreign country, such as stocks or bonds available on an exchange. FPI generally invest in foreign financial assets such as stocks and bonds to get some return out of it. Let's have a look on forms of IB. International business possess three main forms for investment purpose. The very first is greenfield investment, second is brownfield investment, and third is mergers and acquisitions. Let's talk about greenfield investment first. In greenfield investment, a person opens one branch in host country and then invests amount of capital in equity of host country's company, right? In next, brownfield investment. In brownfield investment, we do both greenfield investment and mergers and acquisitions. We will talk about it later. Next is mergers and acquisitions. Mergers and acquisition is related to the collaboration where one company acquires another's company's some part. Let's say Konica has acquired some part of Monotech company, that is technical department for their operations. So we can call it as mergers and acquisitions. And it can be done for conglomerates, means a small business, or through vertical integrations or horizontal integrations. It can be done by three main ways. Let's talk about brownfield investment. As we have already discussed that it's a combo of greenfield and mergers and acquisition. Now let's see how they are going to be worked. Brownfield investment first plays a role of mergers and acquisitions. Means first they acquire the host company.
by either way, by vertical integration or by horizontal integration or by conglomerates, right? After acquiring some part of other host company, they generally implement greenfield investment. How? Then they try to make huge investment on plant and machinery to make its operation executed and implemented so that they can work in continuity. Let's discover stages in internationalization. There are broadly 5 stages. The very first is domestic company, second is international company, third is multinational company, fourth is global company, and last is TNCs. Let's talk about domestic company first. They are the companies which actually deals in one currency. Means they're dealing in their own currency and they're operating their business within the nation. Next is international company. International company deals in broad currencies. Means they deals in different monetary system. Next is multinational company. Multinational companies somehow different from former two. Multinational company is a company which is operated in other countries. For example, US is United States has opened their firm in India and Indian peoples are working in that firm. So we can call it as a MNC here in India. Next is global company. Global company are those companies which are operating their business worldwide. Let's take an example of Pepsi and Coca-Cola. The both companies are working all over the world. They have their distribution system all over the world and has demand and supply too. Next is TNCs. TNCs are different from MNCs. Means they're different from multinational companies. How they are different? Because TNCs have a perfect configured system. The decision making is absolutely perfect. Let's take an example of Nestle. Nestle is a good company. They have perfectly aligned. Their decision making is perfectly aligned and coordinated, or you can say they have a control system. So Nestle is a good example of TNCs. Nestle has quoted their slogan also, good food, good life.